Coming up, teams play their final games before the All-Star break, and the Yankees cap it off in a big way. This is Locked On Now, MLB.
The biggest games, the best performances, expert analysis. You are Locked On Now.
Welcome in. You're listening to Locked On Now MLB, local experts weighing in on the biggest stories in baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. We've got our Locked On MLB hosts here to recap the last game before the All-Star break, the games that took place on Sunday. We're going to start out with the best performance, which has to be the New York Yankees.
Best performance.
Hold up.
The Yankees close out the first half of their season with a blowout against their rival, the Boston Red Sox. Locked On Yankees has more on the definitive best team in baseball.
This is Stacey Gausulias of Locked On Yankees. The Yankees beat the Red Sox 13-2 to close out the first half of the season. The Yankees head into the All-Star break on a high note, outscoring the Red Sox in the final two games of the series 27-3 after dropping a frustrating game on Friday night in extra innings. Something seemed to click with the Yankees on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if someone got mad in the locker room. I'm kind of hoping that's what happened. And lit a fire under their butts. Their collective butt. Garrett Cole came out, set the tone with Rafael Devers. Made him flop onto his stomach with a pitch inside, and then Devers didn't do anything against him the whole game. Cole had 12 strikeouts. Yeah, so it was a good game. Not so good, Chris Sale getting hit with a comebacker by Aaron Hicks with 2 outs in the first inning, breaks his pinky. It was gruesome. You never want to see anything like that. Best wishes to Chris Sale. That's just a bummer. You come back from an injury and then have that happen. So, yeah, you never want to see that. And the Red Sox had to go to the bullpen extremely early, which they certainly were not expecting with Chris Sale on the mound. And yeah, Yankees are 64-28 at the break with a plus 199 run differential. I'll take it.
Aaron Nola helped finish off the sweep of the Marlins in Miami. Locked On Phillies is happy to talk things over post-game.
A sweep by your Philadelphia Phillies in Miami. Connor Thomas, your host of Locked On Phillies. And man, it's the first sweep in Miami for the Phils since 2010. Are you kidding me? That's Roy Halladay and Joe Blanton territory. But a great win, a 4-0 win. Aaron Nola dices. Great early innings. Jairo Munoz goes yard, and it's just a good win for the Phillies. 3 wins going into the All-Star break after a 4-game losing streak is the type of resiliency that a team that makes the playoffs, it's what they have. And this team is primed and ready to make a second-half run. Do they need to make moves at the trade deadline? Sure. Do they need to be good in the second half? Absolutely. And it's going to be a tough road to catch anyone in division. It's going to be tough to stave off the Cardinals and whoever else is in the wild card contention, but this team is as talented as anybody, and they're getting guys back, getting guys healthy. A great win and a great series sweep in Miami over the Marlins. And we will see you after the All-Star break.
The Orioles dropped their first half finale to the Rays 7-5. Locked On Orioles goes over all the action from Sunday.
Well, the Orioles were not able to make a 10-game winning streak a 13-game winning streak going into the break. In fact, they lose Sunday 7-5 and do drop the series to the Rays. But hey, big positive out of this. Your Baltimore Orioles are at 500 at the All-Star break in 46-46. I'll take that every single time. Now, Sunday's loss was definitely tough after a really exciting win on Saturday. You just can't go down 6-0 and win a lot of games. And I know the Orioles have won games this year when they've trailed by 6, but it's hard to do it a lot. And Jordan Lyles, he loves to eat innings for the boys, just did not do it today. His shortest start as an Oriole, 2 2/3 innings, just clearly didn't have it. He gives up a 3-run homer to potentially the worst hitter in baseball right now in Brett Phillips. That's going to do you in, no matter how much the Orioles really impressively fight and clawed their way back into this game to get it within 2, but ultimately fall on Sunday. I'll recap all of the weekend's action in the worst stadium in baseball, the Trop, coming up on Monday's episode. Plus, of course, we'll talk about the Orioles' 4 selections they make in the draft on Sunday.
The Pirates closed out their 12-game road trip and the first half of the MLB season with a win over Colorado. Locked On Pirates breaks it down post-game.
Well, you can raise the Jolly Roger in Colorado. The All-Star break is upon us, but the Pirates had a game today against the Colorado Rockies to wrap up their season series against the Rockies. They get the victory 8-3 in just a wild ninth inning that featured some missed calls, some ump-to-pitcher talks, a Chavis catching a line drive double play to end the game. But overall, solidly played game by the Pittsburgh Pirates. They get 16 hits combined with 8 runs. That's what you really want to see from this offense, especially when you get a very good performance from 6 different pitchers in Bryce Wilson, Manny Banuelos, still struggling with his name, Tyler Beede, Will Crow, David Bednar closes it out. Very good win. The Pirates pick up win number 39 and will enter the All-Star break at 39-54. Kind of where I expected them to be, but the Pirates win 8-3 in Colorado, and they come out of the break against Miami, but draft coverage all week, trade coverage all week. It's going to be a very fun week. My name is Ethan Smith of the Locked On Pirates podcast, and I will see you on the flip side.
The Rockies fall at home, but look to be finally putting the pieces together heading into the second half of the year. Locked On Rockies has more from the Mile High City.
Rock on Rockies fans, Paul Holden here from the Locked On Rockies podcast. Well, they don't get the sweep, but the Rockies take another series and go on a pretty darn good run heading into the All-Star break. They're still 6.5 games back from the wild card. They're still well below 500, but the team of late has been playing better ball, and it was highlighted by the fact that they took down the Pirates in this series. They didn't get the job done today. The Pirates have brought the bats to the yard, but hey, this happens. That sometimes you can't sweep teams all the time. It's hard to sweep in baseball, but at the end of the day, nice solid little run for the Rockies. What does the second half hold? What does the trade deadline look like for the Rockies? We're asking these questions because we kind of already know the answer to them as well, but this team desperately needs to do something, but do they already have it? It's the weird dilemma that they face, but I don't know. They got a lot of work left to do. You would have liked to get the sweep, but you'll take a series win on top of that. Lots more Rockies talk right here on the Locked On Rockies podcast.
That's all for today on Locked On Now MLB. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. Make sure you go and check out Locked On MLB and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kanani Stevens. This has been Locked On Now.